Our second presentation this evening is item number 9. Will be a presentation from the Napa Sierra Club on sea level rise. Please again introduce yourselves. Thank you. Personalized. Thanks, Scott.
Good evening, Mayor Washington and City Council members. My name is Kate Bitt. I'm a senior at American Canyon High School. I'm also the Youth Commissioner on the American Canyon OSATS Commission and a student intern with the Napa Sierra Club. I want to thank Mayor Washington and City Council members and Mr. Hawley for giving us the opportunity to share our slideshow this evening about sea level rise, its potential impact in American Canyon, and what we can do to protect homes and property. I'll be presenting alongside Paulina, Viera, Zambrano, and Scott Thomason this evening. Paulina is a former Sierra Club student intern who is currently attending MVC. She's studying to become a doctor and has been awarded a student internship at the University of California, San Francisco for this summer. Paulina is also a member of the Sierra Club Napa Group's executive committee, and she will be talking about the causes of sea level rise and the threats it poses in our first 2 slides. I think you may already be familiar with Mr. Thomason here. He is a retired educator who lives in American Canyon and is the treasurer of the Napa Sierra Club Group.
Alrighty, so I'm Paulina Viera Zambrano, again. And alright, so I will be talking a little bit about what causes sea level rise. So sea levels have been rising since the last ice age, but the current rate is accelerating due to human influences, including burning of fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and natural gases. Fossil fuel releases greenhouse gases that trap heat in our atmosphere and cause the temperatures in our planet to rise. Now our planet is hotter than it has ever been, and each year it is hotter than the previous year. As you may know, most sea level rise, which is about 3 millimeters per year, happens as ice sheets and glaciers melt, adding on to the ocean's overall volume. And because of the rising temperatures due to the greenhouse effect, global warming is occurring, which is actively causing ice sheets and glaciers to melt at a record pace around the world. And as the Earth's atmosphere and oceans warm up, seawater expands, increasing its volume and causing the sea level to rise overall. Alright, so now I'll be going over some of the threats that sea level rise poses. So the first one being ecosystem services, which include regulating temperatures, observing floodwaters, sequestering carbon, and filtering air and water. The second one being infrastructure, including the structural integrity of our buildings. And the final one that I will be mentioning today is our own community health. As sea level rise, floodwaters can also transport toxins and poisons up to 3 miles from their originating source, which poses a large threat to our community health overall. Now I will be passing it on to Mr. Thomason, who will be talking about sea level rise threats in American Canyon specifically.
So, scientists project that the bay will probably experience as much as 6.5 feet of sea level rise by 2100. The study was provided by the San Francisco Bay Conservation Development Commission, often referred to as BCDC, and it used government-released data regarding projected sea level rise. And the Sierra Club's Bay Area Sea Level Rise Committee, and I'm a member of that committee, recently reached out to a local environmental scientist, Triana Anderson, and asked her to use this data to predict any sea level rise in American Canyon. And Ms. Anderson used a median projection of only 4.9 feet of sea level rise rather than the 6.5 feet of sea level rise that the study indicated might be possible. What we see in this slide is parts of American Canyon along Wetlands Drive and an area near existing warehouses are both subject to significant sea level rise in the future. And let me just say that without any action, these areas would be the most prone to flooding. And what you're looking at up there is a map that if I was taller, I'd point that a vertical line westmost is really Wetlands Drive. And again, without any action, that area and the following area, which is a stretch of property between the wetlands and Mazzetta's facilities, are both prone to sea level rise in the future. And what I left with each of the city council members is that legend at the bottom with an explanation from Triana Anderson of what each of those color codes refers to. So now Kate's going to talk about what we can do to ensure that the sea level rise that we just talked about that's projected doesn't really flood any homes in American Canyon.
Yeah, thank you, Scott. Now, there's no stopping to sea level rise. The solution is adaptation, but how and when we adapt matters. Adaptation can range from green or nature-based solutions such as marshland restoration to gray hardscape solutions like seawalls. Sea level rise adaptation can also include aspects of both, such as horizontal or ecotone levees shown in the slide. Horizontal levees resemble a traditional levee, but with more space and a gradual slope for marshes to be able to move inland. Horizontal levees serve as a wide natural shield, almost like a buffer in front of a regular levee. Instead of a steep dirt wall holding back water, a horizontal levee is a gently sloped area planted with native grasses and wetland plants. When high tides or storms push water toward land, this planted slope slows the water down and absorbs some of its force before it reaches the main levee. Because it's covered in wetland plants, a horizontal levee also creates habitat for birds, fish, and other wildlife. And as water moves slowly through the soil and plant roots underground, the plants help filter out pollution, kind of like a natural water cleaning system. So a horizontal levee doesn't just block floods, it reduces wave energy, helps deal with rising sea levels, supports wildlife, and improves water quality, all at the same time. Now, Paulina will talk about how nature-based solutions can be used in American Canyon specifically.
So the map that we have right here is provided by the San Francisco Bay Conservation and Development Commission as a part of their support for jurisdictions and planners. The map here depicts a natural adaptation suitability for American Canyon. So I'm going to be talking about what each color represents. I'm not sure if you guys can see all the colors. There's a couple different colors there. So natural adaptation has been proven to be less costly and more reliable than gray solutions, including seawalls, paving over threatened lands, and etc. The horizontal levees, which Kate talked about previously, are shown in dark purple in some of those areas. Tidal marshes, which could be used to lessen the impacts of flooding from storms, are shown in green. Mudflat augmentation, which would be adding slit or sediment to raise mudflats, is shown in light purple. And finally, marsh migration space is highlighted in magenta color. So in closing, sea level rise is real and it is not going away. American Canyon, like many other communities in the Bay Area, is subject to sea level rise now and in the future. Here, I'm about to show a short video that was made by Napa County high school students, including two from American Canyon, one of them being Kate Bitt and the other one being Maya Medell. All of these students are Sierra Club interns, and thank you so much for your time and interest in this topic. Our wildlife and wetlands need your support. And after the video is played, we will be very happy to answer any questions that you may have.
You've walked along the bay and its wetlands, you've breathed in its beauty.
But the bay and the wetlands aren't just beautiful, they're essential. Our wetlands clean the water, removing pollution, heavy metals, and toxins.
Shoreline plants and soils store more carbon than even tropical rainforests.
And tidal marshes like these absorb the wave energy from storm surges and tidal floods.
Yes, they soften the force of waves, especially during high tides, which protect our communities from flooding.
These shallow waters, mudflats, and tidal marshes are nurseries for countless fish, birds, and other animals.
Migrating birds depend on our wetlands as a banquet table.
And eelgrass meadows act like lungs of the bay's wetlands, bringing fresh oxygen to us all.
Let's not forget about how important it is for our community to enjoy the incredible beauty and wonderment of the wetlands. For me, walking along these trails helps me with the everyday stress of being a teen.
But all of this is at risk. All of this is at risk.
All of this is at risk.
Sea level rise can drown wetlands. The constant development of new housing and warehouses near the wetlands destroys habitats and threatens the area's biodiversity. It kills animals that depend on the wetlands, which in turn kills the wetlands itself.
And rising groundwater could release old toxins hidden in the soil.
Every Bay Area city, including ours, must create a plan for sea level rise.
Will they protect the wetlands or pave them over?
Their choices will shape our entire bay and our lives for decades.
Climate change can feel overwhelming, but right now we actually have power.
This is our chance to protect the bay, its wildlife, and our communities.
Join us, speak up, show our leaders that we care. Together we can keep the San Francisco Bay alive.
Thank you, Scott, Kate, and Paulina for that presentation and the video. I gotta say that, Scott even took the time to visit me at my home, spent about 2 hours at my house, kind of going through some of these things as well. So I appreciate your passion as well.